Tournament MVP, freshman Destinee Wells. She is the first freshman to be OVC Tournament MVP since 2011 when Jasmine Newsom from UT Martin did. So congratulations, Destinee. Just your thoughts on winning the championship.
Thank you so much. I just couldn't be here without my teammates. The way they played was awesome. The way they encouraged me every day to keep pushing through everything we've been through this year. I couldn't have done it without them.
Thank you. We'll start with questions. If you have a question, let me know in the chat. Ian, you're up first.
Yeah, Destinee, you spoke a little bit of what you guys been through this year with the COVID and going through all that, and then to win Freshman of the Year, to win the OVC championship, and then now to win Tournament MVP. What does this all mean to you?
I'm very grateful to be here to play the game that I love every day, especially with the program that I'm in. I love everyone here, the coaches, our managers, my team, and I'm just very grateful to be here.
Other questions? You have a question for Destinee? Let me know down in the chat. Talk a little bit about the late in the third and the fourth quarter. You had the big lead, and then they battled back. So, what was the mindset there down the stretch?
We knew they would come back and make a run. We knew that after halftime they would come back fired up. So we were prepared for that, and we just wanted to keep telling ourselves that keep pushing. We knew they were going to make a run. Just keep our head up and just finish out the game.
Let's go next to Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, it's Steve Lehman, actually. Kyle, Destinee, just talk about the urgency of today. Your first time playing for the NCAA tournament. What was just the mindset in the locker room when you started the game and throughout the whole afternoon?
For the game, I was a bit nervous, this being my first time. But I had my teammates to encourage me, tell me I got this. This is what we came here to do. I came here to Belmont to win championships, and that's what we're going to do.
Anybody else? Questions for Destinee?
I'll follow up on that, Kyle, if I can.
Yes, please.
Destinee, in that second quarter, you guys had a 12-0 run that took it from 16 all to basically where you had control for the rest of the afternoon. What was the key during that stretch?
The key was to just take good shots, play for your teammates, play selfless. That's one of our keys to every game. Be selfless. And we knew we were going to get the dub, and we did.
Let's go back to Ian.
You talked about playing selfless throughout the game. You had 32 points, another career high for you. What were you seeing that just allowed you to get hot?
Well, I just tell myself going into every game, nobody can stay in front of me. So I kind of just take what they give me.
Time for one more for Destinee. Anybody else?
Yeah, right, I'll throw one in. Sorry, Kyle. Destinee, just I'm sure you've dreamed of this your entire life. You just got to cut down the nets out here, and you're going to the NCAA tournament. Has that even sunk in yet?
Not right now. I can't wait to go celebrate with my teammates.
All right. Well, thank you, Destinee, for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Bart Brooks. Coach, just your thoughts, and then we'll go into some questions.
First, unbelievable amount of respect and credit goes to UT Martin and their program. You know, those seniors over there, Chelsea Perry and Maddie Waldrop, you know, they have done an unbelievable amount of good things for that program and their time at Martin. And, you know, as much as it's tough to play against those guys, I just have a huge amount of respect for those two players and obviously their whole program, their whole team. And Coach McMillan does a great job of running the program, and that to ultimately beat, you know, a team like that in a championship game. That's why you do this. So today was an unbelievably great day for our program to be able to compete against that level of talent and find a way to win. And just for me, I guess I'd like to start by saying thanks to the OVC, everyone who works in that office, Travis, Beth, there's so many people behind the scenes that have just done so much to make this event even happen. And it happened beautifully. I mean, this experience, it's obviously unlike any other in that there's some COVID protocols that we've got to follow and some things that we aren't able to do and sacrifices we've got to make. But I tell you what, to be able to run this tournament as smoothly as they ran it, hats off to those guys, because they really did a great job allowing us to be here. And these young ladies are going to remember this for the rest of their lives. And it's really special for us to have this moment. And it's thanks to all the hard work of the people at the OVC behind the scenes. Our team has been through unbelievable adversity this year. We go a month between games without practice, and then we're thrown into the middle of a conference schedule and trying to figure things out on the fly. And we're figuring it out while we're playing games instead of practicing. We didn't practice for a lot of days. Our team probably loved that, but as a coach, it drove me nuts. But man, I tell you what, I go into that locker room every day and I see our players, before a game, just looking at those young ladies, what they've been through, what they've weathered, the storms that they've been through. Man, it's just an unbelievable, satisfying feeling to see those young women have success and come together and do it together. And, Destinee Wells is a special, special player. She's a special teammate. And, we're so blessed that she's a part of our program. And, I'm excited to see what she's got in store. This is a great start for her. I can't wait to see what's next.
All right, let's go to Steve Lehman first.
Yeah, Bart, we're used to you having a great guard. Darby Maggard did special things. And for Destinee coming in on the championship stage as a freshman and put up a career high like she did and just control the game in that manner, what does that say about her skill set and the potential that she has?
Well, it's why we recruited her. I mean, every time I watched her in recruiting and it was a big game, she showed up always. And she was the reason why her team was really good. I mean, really good. And so this is what we expected from Destinee. I'm not sure I knew she was going to score 32 and lead us to a championship necessarily in her first year, but it didn't surprise me because that's what we saw in recruiting. And for her to be able to do that at such as an inexperienced college player, I think that just speaks to her work and what she's done behind the scenes. She loves ball. She plays basketball. She loves to study the game. She works really hard behind the scenes at her skills. It's not like she just, woke up one day and learned how to dribble. She's been working at that stuff. And, it's great for me to see a player who puts so much into it get so much out of it.
Let's go next to Ian.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. The question I really had was in that fourth quarter, you guys had a bit of trouble with UT Martin's press there, and the game was a bit closer than it probably should have been when it came down to it. What did you tell the team to try to stop the run that UT went on?
Yeah, I think I called a timeout and said we got to throw it to the team in blue at one point because we had a little stretch there where it looked like we were confused in what color jerseys we were wearing. But that's credit to UT Martin. They have competitive, tough kids in that program, and they're not gonna lay down. They're gonna fight. They're gonna compete. And they're gonna try to scramble you. And I thought our we didn't handle some of those situations well. But what I'm most pleased with is the resolve, the resilience, the toughness to get through that tough stretch, and then to get through it and weather it and come together and finish the game strong and never really got to a place where we were, in a 1 or 2 possession game. And that was big, obviously down the stretch with a player as talented as Chelsea Perry on the floor.
Other questions for Coach? Let's go. Ian has a follow-up. Go ahead.
We've talked throughout the season, Coach, about just the leadership of Jamelin on this team this season. And she had 15 points today and had a big first quarter there and was just a steady hand throughout the entire game. What did her presence on the floor mean for your team?
Jamelin Kinney is, stability, solid, She's our rock. And that young lady probably doesn't get enough credit for what she does for our team defensively, what she does in huddles, getting everyone connected, getting everyone on the same page. Jay, she is what she was tonight, and that's someone who can make shots. She's good off the bounce. She had some beautiful passes, beautiful plays for us offensively, and then she's a big time playmaker defensively as well. And she's been doing this. You know, she had a tough stretch in January where she had injury issues, and she's been a champion for us. And so, Jamelyn Kinney has been, whether the box score reflects it or not, she's been a rock for this program this year.
Let's go back to Steve.
Bart, what came together for this team this weekend? You mentioned the struggles of the year and probably trying to put the team together and coach them up the way you wanted to, but now the calendar's flipped to March, and this is when it really matters. How were you able to corral it? How were the ladies able to put it together this weekend?
Well, I think just the function of us being together consistently. I mean, even when we were coming back, we were, 8 people available for a lot of games where we had 3-4 players out. And once we got our roster full and we had all 11 who were able to play for us, we haven't lost a game since that point. We've been pretty good. And I think we're just getting better because we're getting more used to, even as a coach, I'm getting better with my rotations and understanding who plays well together. And those are all things you usually figure out in October. And, here we are in March, and I feel like we've just kind of gotten into a rhythm as a team here in the last week and a half. And it's a heck of a good time to do it. I'm glad it didn't happen next week. I'm glad it happened now. And I'm just excited, probably more than anything, I think the Destinee might hear this. We get a week of practice next week. So we get to practice, which is something that these players haven't done in a long time. So I'm looking forward to, I think we can get better. I don't think we've peaked. I think there's a lot more that this team can do and things we can get fixed execution wise.
And to follow up on that, you've done this a few times. Cutting down the nets never gets old, but is there a special satisfaction about this one because of everything you had to go through this year to get back to this pinnacle?
No doubt about it. It never gets old. I mean, it's so, the reward of a coach of seeing the smiles on those faces. I mean, that's everything for me. Seeing those young ladies, what they put into this, what they mean to our university, the kind of ambassadors they are for Belmont. It's special every time this happens, and I don't take it for granted. And this one is a little different, and I think it'll sink in at some point, probably tonight or tomorrow, really what this team's been through and what they've been able to overcome. And I do think there is a little bit of a special feeling with this group that it was a tall order for us to overcome what we overcame. And again, unbelievably impressed and proud of how these young ladies handled this season.
Anybody else for Coach? All right. Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.